Alright, power hour, last hour trading. Let's see if we can get a little more from this market here today. Why fight this uptrend? We got a nice uptrend spike and channel. Hello, hello. Let's see here. Let's pop this guy out here. Let me see actually. One sec. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Looking at 10K chart. We're above the 20 EMA. And we're in this uptrend. And just look at this. I mean, you can't call this coincidence. You can't call this coincidence and be a sane human being here. You cannot call this coincidence. This pivot, and this pivot. And you see this downtrend. Where do you think it's going to reverse? Keep going down, keep going down. Perfect hit on the bottom of the channel. Notice how this trend line is created from past information and gives us forward information. That's the only time trend lines are actually useful. If you have to make the trend line, retro, you gotta retro adjust it. Those are absolutely worthless trend lines. You need to find trend lines that actually give you information in the future. So we see a perfect bounce here. This is the 10K chart, by the way. I like the 10K chart. I like to trade a 10K chart, but also like to use it mainly to see the bigger picture and the current trend, how strong the current trend is. For instance, you see a big bull bar like this on the 10K chart. 2K chart probably looks something like this, and you would avoid all these traps here. In fact, you would not go short, you would go long, right? When you saw this big bull bar here, actually let's see where this big bull bar is. 14, 16, so around here. This is the big bull bar on the 10K chart plus the 2K chart, and you see you could have made the scalp here, but on the next following one you do not want to go short, because look at the 10K chart. It just printed this big bull bar ending near its high, and shorts got punished when they traded around here with confirmation on the next bar especially, and you get punished. You get all these traps here. For me, obvious target. The same trend line that created this channel. This is the 2K chart now. Obvious target, back to the top of the channel. Most likely going to break out of it. 70% chance to break beyond it, and then 70% chance to come back inside. So that's what we're looking for here. Do I want this second entry? I don't, because you're basically banking on a actually you could trade it higher low, but terrible signal bar, really close to resistance here, but the target is clear. We want to get up here. You know, the reason why I'm doing this power hour is because I've been so busy today. No chance to look at the charts. Um, did a couple trades, but didn't really have, you know, dedicated time to really look. So I wanted to spend some time to trade the power hour here. And, yeah, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, this is Buy My Money, and yeah, I'm glad you can join us. So what do we have here? Two-legged pullback. Possibly. I would be very wary here just because we have the obvious target. I would be wary to go short. Plus terrible signal bar. It is a two-legged pullback though. Top of the range. Ooh. Overlapping bars, creating some choppiness here. What this is end up becoming is essentially a trading range. You have about 3 overlapping bars here. And I probably wouldn't trade this. I might trade the reversal of this. So if it breaks down here, I probably would want to trade the reversal. So I'm looking for something like this. Unfortunately, it won't be a two-legged pullback though. So it'll come down like this and then reverse back up. Typically what happens in these trading ranges, if I get something like this, that'd be nice. Something like that with a good signal bar. That'll be very nice if we could get that, but that's a lot of price action happening in a small period of time, small space. Don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, everyone gets different signal bars. Depends on when you start your chart. So every chart's going to look different, especially on tick charts. That's kind of one of the benefits of the 5-minute because I think those are a little more consistent across the board. But tick charts are all over the place. It just really depends on when you start the day and when your connection starts. It's crazy. I believe talked to Ninja Trader and they said the main reason is because the look back time, how far the look back time is. Quick look at GameStop here. What do we got? What is GameStop showing us right now? I'm not trading this bonanza, but wow. Wow. Huh. GameStop is showing a two-legged pullback. It looks kind of crazy, but GameStop is showing a two-legged pullback. Okay, here we go. Coming down now. 20 EMA blocking it. Trading range still. Very little space. Trading range. This down leg made a point. Hard to trade that, in my opinion. GameStop surprisingly made a two-legged pullback. And a higher low. Alright, so we're breaking down now. Look at 10K chart. Approaching the 20 EMA. I mean, I'm still targeting up here. I'm still targeting the top of this channel here. Strong bull bar or strong bear bar. We're still spiked in channel here, getting closer to our target. Could I have traded that? I don't know. It's tricky. That's tricky in my opinion. Trading range, breakdown. Some people might have traded that, but it's not my style. It's just not my style. It's too tight. It's really tight. Very little room to scalp out right there. I'm not sure how long this stream will be. Maybe ended around 3:30, 3:45. That's what I'm thinking. But usually the power hour, there's some action. But right now this power hour is, in my opinion, it's not showing me anything really that good. You have all this chop here leading up to it, and we do have a breakdown here. Top of this trading range. Let's see. See if we can get a good scalp here. My look back time frame is actually very, very long. Someone asked on the chat, what's your look back period? I go back, let's see. I go back 30 days. It's more than most people probably, especially day traders, but I go back 30 days. I figured 1 month's worth of trading price action is enough context to give you for day traders. If you have to go more than that, then sure, but what do we got here? A, B, C? Is this our next trade from this channel? Uh, 445. No, I never hold. I never hold beyond the close, really. I close all my positions, loss or win. I just close it out around like 415 probably. Okay, good question. Someone's asking, what determines the end of one move and the start of another? I'm guessing you're asking, I could be wrong, but when does a two-legged pullback start? When do you start your counting? Well, the nice thing about the two-legged pullback indicator is that it just counts for you all the time, but essentially whenever you have a lower low, then when the counts reset, you can start there. Or typically when you're just looking at context, you can just you can almost start counting from anywhere. But basically you just have to keep to the rule, higher highs reset the counts for the down legs, and lower lows reset the counts for the up legs, the bull legs. And with just that rule, you basically can just count anywhere, anytime. Trading range, you know what? You know what? Now looking back at it, that was probably not a bad trade. I should have taken that trade because you have this downtrend now starting, coming back up, started a trading range, try to break out the other side from this downtrend. That was a good trade. I probably just have missed that one, but hindsight 2020. Still very little room to scalp out, but could have been possible. I think I was too distracted trying to set up the stream here. Yeah, to go back to that question, when do you start counting? Some people who are very technical would say, hey, you're entering a third entry, not a second entry. That's true. Technically, third entries, sometimes I do enter third entries, but third entries are any entry that's beyond the second entry is always a second entry. It just means there's a chain of two-legged pullbacks. Logically, that makes sense, but also Al Brooks teaches it that way. Okay, we have a two-legged pullback set up here. kind of wanted to come, to a key area such as this trend line. But the question is, will we get it? It's a bit of ways, but you can see the dark green diamond now showing. Strong bear bar coming back up to retest the bottom of this trading range, as you can see, and it acts as resistance now, and it's bouncing down. So you can kind of say we are in like a downtrend right now, and typically in downtrends you don't want to be so quick to go long, but I have a very clear price target, the top of this, basically this trend line, or the top of this channel, this really big channel here. The top of it right here, we're so close. I feel like it'll act as a magnet. And so that's my bias. My bias is that we're going to go up towards here. So basically trades, good trades that point up here, I'm willing, I'm very interested in. So we have a two-legged pullback setting up here. Would you enter at the close of an inside bar, or would you get into the market at the prior candle's high low? Inside bar. Would you enter at the... Oh, I see. So you're asking, would I enter the pivot low or the candle's low before? For instance, here is a inside bar. He's asking, will I enter once it breaks below here, or once it breaks below? Oh, I guess he said prior bar, but I'm thinking he means pivot low, which is typically here. Typically, it's like the pivot low or the signal bar low. Depends on what you want to trade. Some people trade the candle. They consider the signal bar candle to be the candle right before breaking below. Some people consider you have to use the pivot low, and so I like to use the prior candle. Again, Al Brooks teaches it that way. I believe Mac from Price Action Trading System teaches you have to use the bar that is on the pivot low, essentially. So, for instance, if you want to go reverse here, you have to reverse on this bar, the pivot bar, not the signal. I consider this a signal bar, but some people say you have to use this as a signal bar. So will you go low here, or will you go low here? When will you enter? So it did create a two-legged pullback here, as you can see, but the context not so good in my opinion. So we'll wait for this setup. I mean, this could reverse and shoot upwards, sure, but we'll wait till it gets closer to our key area here. Okay, so yeah, even Mac will say third entries or second entries. So we need another two-legged pullback. The next two-legged pullback we're looking for will probably look something like this now. It's just nowhere near my key area, and you have 20 EMA blocking you. You basically have a trend line like this right now, and it's basically going to be resistance. So terrible signal bar as well. Like it'd be hard to go long there. It just doesn't make sense to go long there for me. You're thinking you'll come back to the bottom of this channel. Now, still waiting to get there. You have people who went long here, terrible signal bar, 20 EMA in the way, plus this trend line. Simple trend line just from this pivot to this pivot. It's creating a resistance here, obviously. So now you have a micro double top. This is, yes, 2000 tick, yes. Again, this is buy money, and this is not financial advice. Do not copy my trades. If you do, it is 100% your responsibility. This is for purely entertainment purposes only. I read pretty much, someone's asking about Al Brooks, and also key areas. What do I consider key areas? Top 3 areas to look for entries: EMA, ranges, highs and lows. Yes, also channels, trend lines. Okay, so if this hits, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to come down here. Like, it's just, it wants to come to the bottom of this channel. And that's where I'll be waiting for my long entry. As you see, it trapped here. So thoughts and prayers for anyone who went long here. How do you guys like my face? You guys like you like the panda? Alright, the question is this close enough to go long? Is this close enough for me to go long now? I'd like it to touch. I'm glad you're mildly entertained. I'm glad my capital can be your small entertainment. Okay. Give me a good signal bar here. Come on. Good signal bar here. I'll be looking to go long. You can also treat this as a channel. Let's get a good signal bar here. Signal bar turning. It's a doji. Man, it's a doji in a really good place. But why is it a doji? I really don't like it when it's a doji. Man, that's really good context. But it printed a doji on me. I'm confused. I do not like going to dojis. This could easily make a point, but the doji, man, you can't trade that. Perfect scalp. Alright, makes a point. Ah, man. It prints really good context, like perfect context, right? Like we were waiting for this the entire time. We even skipped to this long here. And we waited for this to hit the perfect key area, but it printed a doji on me, which kind of makes me angry. I really wish it didn't print that doji on me. But it was definitely enough to scalp out. That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry. I can't. Though I really would like to go get into a trade and make a nice scalp for you guys. The doji, I can't trade that doji. I'm sorry. Still have my target here, this trend line. I want this to just reverse and berserk all the way up here. I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day if we're up here. $10K chart, I can actually 10K chart, huh? Can I get into 10K chart? I'm going through other charts. This is a 5-minute chart. I like to check these other charts to see if I'm missing anything here. Bigger picture. Okay, 20 EMA, two-legged pullback, 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Terrible looking candles, as you can see. They're all range candles. All right, let's see here. So we got inside bar, showing confusion by the market. outside, inside, and let's see what happens here. I might be interested on the reversal here. If this comes down and doesn't give you a point, a scalp, I might be interested in the reversal here because it'll be a two-legged pullback, another two-legged pullback. So you can see it'd be like this: A, B, C, A. It's the second type of two-legged pullback. Currently, micro double bottom, so the market might not give it to us, but you know, you have this two-legged pullback. You also have this two-legged pullback, and they're both two-legged pullbacks. Now this one is the second one here. This one, the pivot low goes below the previous pivot low. This one, the pivot low stays above the pivot low. You'll also call this a higher low setup. Go for a swing. Is this the place to swing? Huh. You know what? It could be a good place to swing, actually. Let's see. I do have an obvious target. Again, this trend line. Go for a swing, huh? Should I just risk it all for you guys? Risk it for the biscuit? Go for the swing. Easy to say when it's not your money, huh? Let's see. Inside bar created on the 5-minute chart, creating confusion. We do not want to trade unless this inside bar is resolved. So micro double bottom on the inside bar here. We still haven't created our second pullback. Instead, we had a micro double bottom. And that could be enough for strong bulls to come in. They just want to see the micro double bottom and they would consider going long here. All right, I'll go for a runner. I'll do a runner today for you guys. This is not a bad place to do a runner. So like, you have to know when to do a runner, when to do a swing, when to do a scalp, and you know, all coming from the setup, the two-legged pullback setup. But you know, if you're like really choppy, you pretty much just want to scalp out because you're going to be missing out on that point if you have a runner or even try to swing. But if the market has been swinging, you know, and it's been like trending, then it makes sense to go to make a swing. You know, it makes sense to swing in that kind of market. But if it's choppy, it makes sense to scalp out, right? Because most likely it will just come back down to trigger off. Okay, so we might get our two-legged pullback here. Be very excited if we can. The market's saying, nah, we're not going to even let you go back to the previous low here. Or is it? Okay, he gave us a two-legged pullback. Let's see here. Let's see what kind of candle this prints. Ugly looking candle right there. It's an ugly looking candle. Let's see if we can get a better one here. I'll be interested in going long here because we've been on a strong uptrend already. And we have this target here. The problem is this is a spike in channel, which 70% of the time resolves to the downside. You know, if it's a bull, spike in channel bull. Bull spike in channel, then typically resolves to the short side. It acts as a bear flag. As you can see here, it looks like it's breaking down. So we can't do a trade unless we break this trend line first. So we can't go long here. It was at a good spot right there, but now it's too far below this trend. It's too hard to go long here, unfortunately. No guarantees I'll even get into a trade in this session. That's a live session. That's the nature of live sessions here. But let's see. I don't know if any of you guys can spot the two-legged pullback on GameStop right now, but there's a two-legged pullback forming on GameStop. On the dailies, I'm looking at the dailies. Daily chart here. So my setup right now, the market actually has to do this. The market has to do all this price action before I consider going long. And this is the setup I'm looking for. The reason being is because we're under this trend line. We also are on this breakdown spot, right? We have this channel and we already bounced off it once and scalped out. but now we're coming back down below and essentially breaking down. It could be a failed breakdown, which typically does happen, but because of the current price action, I wouldn't be confident going long until I see a good sign of a reversal, making a higher high, right? And then a higher low, but that higher low is triggered by the two-legged pullback. So this is like the setup I'm looking for. It's a lot to ask for, but you know, if you want to see a reversal of some, of the trend, you need a lot of evidence to, to be confident in that. Let's see if we can get this set up here. Breakout, ABC pattern, and then enter long here with a higher low. Let's see if the market will give us all this price action. Let's see if we can anticipate this trade. This is probably the best setup. This one I missed, or quote unquote missed, because the doji, man, the doji got me. I can't trade dojis like that. I can't tell you how many times I've been burned by dojis. Since price broke below the channel line, we can expect test of new extreme. Alright, so new extreme, is that, you mean this extreme up here? Not sure what you mean by the extreme here. But if this setup happens, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go long. I'm just waiting. First test will be breaking this trend line. Second test will be breaking the 20 EMA to like a pullback. Most breakdowns are failed breakdowns. So this try to break down, but you see no follow through. If you were a bear trying to swing this, how confident would you feel right now when you see a bar like this? Probably not that confident. You do have some things for you. Currently bouncing off the 20 EMA. So this could be a good sign for the bears. We need to break beyond the 20 EMA here. So the high here, David is saying, since we broke below here, there's a good chance we test this extreme high, this pivot high here. All right, let's see if that happens. True horizontal line, where I believe he's saying where we're going to test. Let's see if I get my setup. If I get my setup like this, man, you'll have to subscribe. If my setup happens, I call this. How long ago did I call this? If this setup happens, you have to subscribe. All right, that's just the rules, man. Let's see if it happens. All right. Alright, if this setup happens, you have to subscribe. That's just the rules, alright? Anyone watching this, if this happens, you have to subscribe. Alright, give me my two-legged pullback. Don't play games with me. 3 strong bull bars. Remember my target up here? I'm thinking end of the day, we'll probably come up here to test it. And, there's only 20 minutes left of the day. I still think it can hit it. Just because how obvious it is. Right, gonna adjust this a little bit here. At this point, I'm just looking for a two-legged pullback now. How does my 10K look? Oh, beautiful. 10K made a beautiful two-legged pullback. I missed this one, obviously, because I was staring at the 2K. But 10K already made its two-legged pullback. Beautiful. 5-minute also made its two-legged pullback. Beautiful as well. That could propel it to the target. Those alone could propel it. I was staring at this nasty, choppy 2K chart for some reason when the cleanest, one of the cleanest two-legged pullbacks. Yeah, this is kind of choppy, but still a two-legged pullback, clear two-legged pullback. You see this, there's nothing really clear here. Alright, come back down to me. Come to pop. I'll give you my setup here. Don't play games. Tell you, man, the stock market is like a girl playing hard to get. They just play games all day. Just trying to play games. It's like, oh, do they like me? Do they not like me? Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Trading range? Like, make up your mind. It's actually, yeah. I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, there might be a lot of similarities between this and like a girlfriend or something. The market and a fickle girlfriend. If this setup happens, man, you have to subscribe, and that's the least you can do. At least like the video, Okay, we're getting a micro double bottom here. Alright, our first pullback. First pullback. Beautiful. First pullback, first pullback. Where can you learn more about this? You can learn more either you can check out my channel. I have a couple playlists for beginners, but my playlists are not comprehensive. They're pretty light. I don't charge for any of those things. So people who charge, Mac from Price Action Trading System, and for me, Al Brooks. All right, so the setup that we wanted is breaking down. It's not as nice as we would like it, because we're back below the 20 EMA now. We don't like it anymore. It's kind of dirty looking. But let's see if we get something like this. It could be the second type of two-legged pullback. By the way, I like to update my channels. Once it breaks down and comes back in, if there's failed breakdowns or failed breakouts, I like to update the channel with the new lows, the new extremes. Alright, let's see what we get here. You don't want to see this big bear bar if you're trying to go long. You like to see this, but notice how the candles start to decrease in size. Right, the green bodies of these candles start to decrease in size. That's price action, right? That you don't have to trade a two-legged pullback. If you see this decrease in the bodies, you can even go short here. Some people do that. All right, here we go. We have a potential two-legged pullback. It needs one more pullback down. Let's see if the market will give it to us. Tick charts make these pictures all weird. So pretty strong bear bars, But notice even these bear bars are pretty strong. Notice how they're not strong enough to reverse, to undo these bull bars. And so you have to see relative to the context. Okay, if you see this, you're like, okay, that's pretty bearish. But compared to this, it's okay. It's not bad. I do not want this pivot high to break above this pivot high. You do not want that. Even though I want to go long, I do not want that to happen, or else I'll lose my two-legged pullback. So do not do that, market. Do not even think about it. Don't go above this pivot high. Don't even think about going above this pivot high. If it goes above this pivot high, I've lost my setup. Don't do it. Don't. Come back down. Come back down. That's right. Come back down. Be a good boy. Don't do that. Don't go above this pivot high. Just waiting. I'll redraw this line to make it cleaner. A, B, C, that's what we're waiting for. We cannot have this pivot high to break above this pivot high, or else we lose our two-legged pullback. From the looks of it, it looks like it's going to break above this pivot high, unfortunately. Fortunately, lads, I don't know if I'm going to get my two-legged pullback, but we'll see. I could possibly be getting my, probably one of my favorite setups, second entry with a failed second entry combined. If this comes down and makes less than a scalper's profit and reverses, I am so confident in that trade. I don't know. I don't know if I would double my position. It looks kind of choppy. Let's see what happens. I'll just play it kosher. I will do a runner though for you guys. So currently this is a second entry long with a failed second entry short. We do have this to consider. So if this makes a scalper's profit, this disappears. The trap disappears. But the second entry long still is there. And this is kind of like the setup I was anticipating for about 15 minutes now. Okay, we lost a trap here, as you can see. Do I still want to go long here is a question. Big bear bar, terrible signal bar right now. If it reverses up, gives me a good signal bar, I'll consider going long here. Break out. Signal bar. Ugh. It is bouncing off my trend line though. I need to do a retracement here to make enough room. Alright, I'm in this trade. I need a retracement because this pivot high is right there. I could possibly lose this, but all good in the hood. This is my two-legged pullback I was calling for. I wish I had a better signal bar, but came in with a retracement instead. And should I keep my 4 points? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll keep my 4-point stop here. Actually, if this reverses, this could be a pretty strong reversal here. Ooh. Do I want this reversal? That's a question. No, I'll keep it here. I might eat this. Ah, this reversal, man. Do I reverse my position here? No. We have this uptrend here. I'm not going to trade on this breakout. Keeping my 4-point stop loss here. Must have read this wrong, guys. Triggered. Trap triggered. It's a second entry, actually. This is like a setup I like to do a lot. It's a second entry trap, but this looks bad. That looked bad right there. Ending near its low. This is a setup I like a lot here, actually. Sideways channel. It's been an evil sideways grinding day. It's true. But I have a target here. Obvious target. Top of this trend line. Let's get it. Let's hit this. If it hits this, I should be able to scalp out pretty easily. Let's see if it gets it. If not, I might just want to put my stop here now. Okay, I put my stop here. I'm fine with losing this. This is actual risk now. Could be the signal bar, could be a lot of things. Not sure why this didn't scalp out as fast as I would like, but I think one thing is I was calling this setup for a long time, and so it's anticipating it. Oh, stressful. Stop me out. It got me. It got me. It surely got me. Oh my gosh, it's gonna reverse now. Should I go long? It's too choppy now. Well, what am I end up the day? Ending negative 187. It's all good. Oh, it might be my first red day in a really long time. Man, I bet you it's gonna reverse here now. It's just gonna shoot up the rest of the day. It just like stop hunting me and reversing now. Let's see here. See, you know, that's why you keep the 4-point stop loss, boys. I could eat my words. Let's see. I'm curious how this is gonna end. Well, man, that's unfortunate, man. Tag me, just shot down right now on me, on my stop loss, right? Let's see. Trying to figure out what I'm missing here. Could have been this trading range that was forming that I looked over. But if I had my 4-point stop loss, I would still be in this, and I would have got my point. That's why you keep your 4-point stop loss. I had it here. It went down to have my entry here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had my stop loss here if I kept that 4 points. Should have kept that 4. Now it's reversing. Man, that's so unfortunate. It's like whenever I go live, it just happens, man. It's so bad. Like I should have just kept my 4 point stop loss. I never change it, and I don't know why I changed it right there. It's just uh, I don't know why I do. I don't know why I act so different when it's live. It's just so weird. But I guess I'll learn my lesson again that I've learned 100 million times. Don't change your stop loss. Jeez. I don't know how many times I have to teach myself that lesson, but that's how it is. Ah, so unfortunate, man. Just every time gets me, man. Just live sessions, man. They just suck. I don't know why. I think I should have actually put this trading range here because how choppy I was getting. I went in right there. Bit silly, I guess. It was a two-legged pullback, but so was this, and so was this. We had three two-legged pullbacks in a row, uh, all happening right there, and now this is yeah, still going sideways, top of the trading range here. Well, that's that. Always draw your trading ranges. Don't change your stop losses. That's just how it is. Man, that's unfortunate. Just like, why? Why? Why did I change my stop loss? All good. Um, well, regardless, my loss hopefully is your gain, and my setup did happen. It just took a while to scalp out. You had to keep that you had to keep that 4 point stop loss, which I typically do, but that's life. And, yeah, hopefully that was enjoyable for you guys, and yeah, just eh. I mean, typically changing stop loss is good, but right there, I should have kept it, kept in that choppiness. It's all good. It's all good. All good. Anyways, till next time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, happy trading and God bless.